Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Oshinoko. This is Season 2, Episode 7. Last week was a melt episode, wasn't it? That was an incredible episode. I am blown away at how Doga Kobo animated that. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. For a scene that's already so good, for Doga Kobo to just elevate it to unbelievable levels was amazing. So I can't wait to see how the rest of this plays out. I'm so excited. I don't know how many episodes are in this season. I'm guessing there's like 12 or something. But I mean, maybe I can check right now actually. But I'm just extraordinarily excited. There's 13 in this season. So we're only halfway through right now actually. So not too bad. Not too bad. We still got quite a bit of Oshinoko to go. I'm excited for it. But this arc I don't think is going to take up the whole season. There's still probably some stuff after it, which I'm also looking forward to. So let's jump into the episode. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel, and go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reaction, as well as early access and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Gent Watches One Piece channel. Okay, let's go jump into this Season 2, Episode 7 of Oshinoko. Yeah, come on, Kana. Act your fucking hair off. Very good. That's brilliant. Do you guys not applaud between scenes? It does feel like the right role for Aqua. Whoa, that's a fucking cool everything. The set, the music. Through movement alone. Ooh. Cool. Yep. It's Akane's incredible acting. They're both doing the same thing. They're both seeing each other on the monitors and getting frustrated. Cool. Oh, look at these two. I haven't really seen these two. I like the makeup on their face. Oh, that's cool. The way it shows how they've been left behind, but they're not really moving is awesome. It's pretty cool. Aqua's character is very cool. I think I'd like him if I was actually watching Tokyo Blade. Oh my gosh, is this a one-on-one scene between Kana and Akane? Whoa. Oh, they're gonna be putting some fucking feeling into this scene. Oh. Are we going into a flashback? We're going into a flashback. Little Kana. Aww. Oh. That's so cute. Ah, we've seen her mother before. I just remembered. We saw her back in the dating arc. A little penguin is adorable. It helped me come out of my shell doing acting classes. I'm still an anxious little boy at heart, but I can talk to people well now. This is, I feel like this is mirroring the scenes of her working hard in the first season. Because I remember her doing stretches and stuff. Oh. It does suck when you do all of this to be like her and then she is a bit of a bitch. But to be fair to Kana, she improved. She's not as much of a bitch now, but she is with you still because you and her have a rivalry. Aww, the hair. Oh, we're gonna see Kana being really mean to Akane now, aren't we? Yep, here we go. Oh. Oh shit. Come on, dude. I mean, pretty stark difference in their hair color. Does Kana like that? Feels like that wouldn't be something Kana would like. Huh? But maybe. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a great point in Kana's life to meet her. Oh. Oh, the little squeak in her voice. These actors are so good. Oh. Kids suck. Kids can get bratty over the smallest things. Oh. Oh, cool fucking effect. So heartbreaking and so cool. Oh my god, Akane. Get some fucking stilts. You need them. Oh, but you know what? I think that was like that was symbolism. Like, she learned to do it for herself. She got a stool and she doesn't need others' help anymore. So that's actually quite nice symbolism. Of course. Both of you are quite similar. Oh. Oh my god! Oh, what a cut! Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, this is so stylish, this episode. Oh. Yeah. Trying to bring out the best in Kana. Oh, fucking awesome. Everyone's gripped. Aww. Aww. Oh, that's actually really cool that you can watch any fight that you want. I like that she's giving a fun performance, but she is a very subdued character. Oh, that's pretty. Wow! Holy shit! Oh! Them cutting to see Akane. Oh! This is fucking gorgeous. And now it's her hair. Oh. Oh shit. She's afraid again, I think. Afraid of all the failure. Oh. Afraid of what happens when she lets herself be that kind of actor. Oh. Yeah. But wouldn't it be good for you, Kana, if you took a step forward, you know? She's not being selfish enough. Oh. This is fucking gorgeous. And but Akane wants to bring that out of you. What the fuck? This is insane. What are we looking at? They've made it cinematic. So, was that the scene, you know? I think it was still a great scene. Oh.
arima のやつ腹立つ演技してんな。講義用に。あいつは自分を分かってない。
That's such a gorgeous splash of color.
有馬は一番輝いてるのに。
Still pouting.
そういうのじゃないの分かるでしょ。私が勝ちたいのはそういうかなちゃんじゃない。
I want to beat you at your best.
本気のかなちゃんに勝ちたいの。
Of course.
だったら前に俺たちで。
Oh, this is great. Son. This is such a brilliant adaptation. It is so incredible. Like, it's elevating, I feel like, every scene. There's so many artistic choices. I don't know how often I watch a show, and I mean, like, it helps that I've read the source material. Again, I can't really remember what happens. So I don't remember what's coming up, and I didn't remember these scenes that we were watching today, but I kind of felt, you know, that they were coming. But still, like, I'm watching these scenes, and there's not many shows where I'm watching it, and in every single scene, I'm like, wow, that way of showing that information was beautiful, or that was, like, gorgeous, or that sequence of animation was beautiful. Like, it's really nice, because they have such an artistic sense to them, each of the, like, the way these episodes are directed, it is pure art. And that's a different thing than being like, there's some like hype animation, you know? Like, I would say if you have a show like Haikyuu, for example, like possibly one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, my favorite anime of all time is Haikyuu, I would say. And that show, when there's like cool animation happening on scene and they're representing stuff, I wouldn't consider the amazing animation to be like beautiful in the same sense, you know? It's not artsy animation. It's just really great animation that matches the intensity of the scene. But in this show, the animation I find to be like absolutely gorgeous in a completely different way, you know? Just like it was being worked on by true artists. That scene that is like, it's this scene right here, right? Where it's going from like Princess Saya and transitions into Akane and then transitions into the kid Akane. And it also like transitions into like the Akane that we know from season 1, you know? Like the sort of even more innocent, like acting lover Akane. So I loved that because it was just so gorgeous and like, it took my breath away kinda, you know? But there was so much of that stuff in this episode. And I mean, it's great because the original manga has some gorgeous art as well. And I love Mango's art and her art styles. And I've always thought she draws things really pretty very well, and she draws things really scary very well, you know, like things that are supposed to be unsettling, she does those incredibly well. But like if you're going to adapt something like this, like this is a great way to do it, where you're really making the most use possible out of the color you can use and the fluidity of the movements. Like, the Doga Kobo is not just transferring this from page to screen. They are elevating it, and I think it's incredible. Yeah, and it was cool at the start of this episode. We got to start by seeing the differences in Kana and Akane's acting styles, but how they're both so amazing at it. You know, like Kana has the sort of natural instincts to be able to ad-lib on the spot because she knows the intentions of the play instinctively. I think it was really cool, like that particular ad-libbing where it was like, I talked in a previous video about a time where I forgot lines on stage. I think it was a previous Oshinoko video, so you can go back and watch. But a time where I forgot lines on stage and another actor ad-libbed to cover me, right? But it's a true professional to ad-lib on stage because there was almost like a plot point or theming that was lost, but like that was just kind of potentially lost, you know? Like he said the line, but the sound effect messed with the line, which means it's probably maybe some of the audience would have heard it or known what he said, but like the majority of the audience would have just been like, oh, I didn't hear that line, but then they just wouldn't have thought about it, you know? But then they don't even know that they're missing like a plot point or an emotional moment or whatever, you know? So when Kana said, like, so Kana naturally makes sure to say it again within her line, and that really works because then you're setting up the same things at the same time, you know? And some great actors can really do shit like that. But it's hard to do that on the spot, like to know instinctively at the time, like that line wasn't said correctly, and to slightly, you know, change your line to accommodate that is really good. It is also risky depending on the types of actors that you're acting with, because like you don't know how other actors are going to be like remembering scene beats and lines and stuff. Some actors, you know, they will know their lines. Like I say this line and then the other person says a line and then I say this line and the other person says a line. Some other actors, they will have like sort of words that the other person says that trigger them. So it's like, okay, you say I hate your guts, and then I say like I find you disgusting, right? So my trigger would be when I hear the word guts, I know to say I find you disgusting. So you're like playing off of the other actor there. And then there are, you know, a bunch of other ways. Sometimes there are some actors who just know like every line in the play. And so like there have been some plays where I've been like that, where I've kind of known most, if not every line in the play, and I was like telling other people what their lines were. And if you could do that, that's the best thing to do, because then not much is going to throw you off. And you are also going to be able to help other actors if they do forget their line. You can sort of ad-lib around that. That is the best thing to do, but that's also so much harder, so it's probably not worth it because it might actually just distract you and you might actually forget what your lines are. Sometimes I've almost said other people's lines accidentally. It's genuinely something that can happen, so you have to be careful when you're doing that. But the reason that matters, the different ways that people remember where their lines are, is because if then you are ad-libbing and you go, oh, that line didn't come across properly, I'm going to change my line to adjust for that. What you might do is you might mess the other actor up because they'll be looking for their trigger and then you don't say it, or you say it at a different time that they remember. And it's not just like, oh, I don't remember what my next line is. Maybe they did, because especially like once you've done, you know, the scene a few times, you start to kind of get into the rhythm. You might actually just be able to do your lines without thinking. That's kind of the goal, right? Is for you to be able to do your lines back and forth without even thinking like, what's my next line? You want to actually be trying to think about other stuff, you know? And that's generally the goal that you aim for when you're acting. But like they might think they know their line, but then you say something different than they're expecting. They might have a panic moment of like, oh shit, what did she just say? Hang on, what's my line in response to that? Do I have a line in response to that? What part of the scene are we in? And then you're fucked, you know? You could really spiral then. So you have to be careful when you're an actor doing ad-libbing like that. But she's working with like these true professionals, like incredible actors, you know? I would find it risky to do that maybe on stage with Melt, who's like less experienced than the rest of them. But I think with the rest of them, it works. It works very well. Yeah, I like also seeing, you know, Akane, she can like do a lot with very little. It's cool seeing Princess Saya's character, who, like, they've shown now, you know, she is supposed to be kind of hesitant about this, but she feels like it has to be done. So she's a very reserved character, and I love how they're showing Akane's incredible acting through being reserved, you know, because it's a lot easier to show great acting in, like, powerful scenes where you're screaming at each other, you know. Like, I know I have a friend who complains about whenever she sees, like, acting compilations or whatever, it's always like best acting moments in whatever, or, you know, anything. It's always just a bunch of scenes of people screaming at each other, and she always complains about that. I've said to her, in my opinion, I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with great acting compilations, you know, or whatever, acting showcases being actors yelling a lot, because it is the easiest way without context to show how good of someone is at acting, you know? Like, there are some incredible acting moments that that only really come through once you know the story and the character and stuff. But if it's two characters yelling at each other, you can see pretty easily how much passion that actor's putting into it. So I don't have a problem with that, you know? I think it's fine to have, you know, Oscar, like, you know, when they're like, and the Oscar for Best Actor, here are the nominees, and then they're showing the clips and they're all people yelling. Like, I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because of that, you know? But I will say, if you can show incredible acting without doing that, I will admit that is really great. And that's really impressive. So if you can show acting that you don't necessarily need the context of the character to know that they're doing amazingly, that's really impressive. Now, to take away a little bit of credit from the show, they have characters in the audience going, wow, she's acting really well, you know? So like, that, it will work no matter what, you know? Like, they have ways in this show to cheat that, and it's like, even if you don't find her performance as impressive necessarily, there are characters in the show telling you it's supposed to be impressive, and then you go, oh, I guess it's impressive, you know? So that does work. And also, to be fair, we in earlier episodes have gotten some context on what Princess Saya's character is supposed to be through Akane's analysis of the character. So that helps us understand why what she's doing is very good as well. But regardless, I still think it's cool that they're showing how amazing her acting is without having her character doing these huge screaming, flashing, you know, whatever. So yeah, anyway, that is Oshinoko Season 2, Episode 7. Thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and go to my Patreon account for full-length reactions, early access, and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.